Hi, my name's Catherine, and I am creating a video series around a movement that I'm starting that I'm calling Grief Inspired. So before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about my story and why I'm doing this. So you could say that I had a charmed life. I am the youngest of 7. My parents were both Catholic, Irish, and Italian. I grew up with everything I had, everything that I needed. I left home, I went to college, I secured a great job, I got myself a great career and a house. So I met a great man, I got married, I virtually had it all. Life told me that, well, the next thing that you do is you have a child. So I set out to make that happen just like I made everything else happen that I wanted. So I had no idea that life was going to not go exactly the way I had planned. I set out to create the family, to make my life just perfect before things started to go wrong. My life took a turn that I didn't anticipate, and I certainly wasn't prepared for. On December 22nd, 2009, I went to the doctor. I was about 13 weeks pregnant, and the doctor went to do an ultrasound and told me that my baby had died. They couldn't find a heartbeat. Of course, I was devastated. About a year later, in December of 2010, I gave birth to another son prematurely at only 27 weeks. Announced to our families and friends that our son, Jackson Robert, had lost his fight and he passed away. So we left the hospital. I left the hospital without a child. So I was childless, broken, and defeated. In the months after the loss, I was deep in pain. I was mentally falling apart, and I was really not sure how I was going to survive this, how I was going to get through it. I started looking for a way to navigate the grief process. I wanted to heal the pain that I was feeling. I wanted to find a way just to accept this loss, move on, and get back to normal. I spent 5 long years struggling to find the tools and strategies that I could use to understand what had happened and find a way to piece my life back together. Now, today, I'm here to announce that I am dedicated to sharing my story with all of you, and I'm on a mission to help others on their journey through grief. I'm here to break down the walls of silence around grief and what's happening, and I want to get people talking about grief. I want to educate the world on how to support each other through the grief process, because if you're on the planet long enough, you're going to be touched by grief. So it's definitely something that we need to talk about. And what I want everyone to know is that grief isn't something that you just have to survive, that you have to get through so that you can get back to normal. It isn't something that just happens to you. I'm here today to share with you that going through the process and losing my sons actually was a gift. And I know that can be hard to believe, but it's a gift that I received. Now I will always love them. I will always miss them. My heart will always yearn for them. But going through the grief process taught me things that have changed my life dramatically. My life is transformed because of the experience and because of my sons. I'm a better person now. I'm more empathetic. I'm understanding. I'd like to think I'm more patient with my husband. So what I'm really committed to doing now is giving back. I want to use what I learned to help accelerate the transformative process for you, share with you my tips, tools, strategies, ways to survive the process, let you know that you're not alone. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the grief experience that I've had, because it's given my life meaning and purpose. And it's that grief and the lessons that I learned through that grief that's really acting as the catalyst and as the driver for what I'm trying to do today. So I want to help you on your grief journey. I want to give you the opportunity to experience the intense love, understanding, and the meaning that I have in my life. I want that for you. And I want you to be able to do that as a way of honoring the person that you've lost. So this is the movement that I'm creating. Again, it's called Grief Inspired. You can find me at griefinspired.com. You can find me on Twitter. You can find my support group page called Grief Inspired on Facebook. Please join that. And I look forward to sharing more of my story with you, learning more about what's going on in your world, and breaking down the walls of silence around grief. My name's Catherine. From my heart to yours, this is Grief Inspired.